Welcome to the Diecast Shepherd and tonight's edition of Brokebenny's Garage. Tonight we're bringing out the heavy hitters. Some of these cars, well, these three cars have all been sitting in my case, and these are from my oldies collection of cars that I used to have but sold for no real reason. And I have now gained these back from, they're not the exact cars I had, but they're like the cars I had. Anyway, these cars are all in relatively good shape, even though they were bought secondhand. And I expect we may replace the top three cars tonight. I graphited these guys up. They seem to be running pretty good. First up, we have the 37 Bugatti. It's not the Bugattis we see coming out today. That's a whole different ball game right there. All metal. I don't know if that's Hong Kong or not. Well, I'll look at it in a minute. Here we got the Camaro Z28, also all metal. Got the gold hot ones on it. I ain't gonna lie, they were pretty bent up. So it's not like it's brand new out of the pack, but it seems like it's running pretty good. And then one of probably my favorite casting of all time is this 55 Chevy, also with gold hot ones, also all metal. This thing is actually in pretty good shape. And, well, let's just see how it does tonight. All right, let's get to the racing. We're going to start off with the 37 Bugatti, and I don't think we're going to even play around. I know it's quick. We're going to go right to the top tier and race the teetotaler. Well, I ain't gonna lie, folks. I am stunned. I thought that Bugatti would be much better. Sure, it's gonna get in the case, but definitely not in the top four. All right, so the teetotaler defends his position. Let's go against the Bone Shaker. That was a good race, but he does dethrone, well, not dethrone, but moves the Bone Shaker down a notch. But it was pretty close. I'm pretty surprised, or actually, yeah, we're gonna move him out. Let's see if he can take down this Ferrari. Whew. Now, if I said Ferrari versus Bugatti, and you didn't know what we were racing, this is probably not what you would have pictured. But the Ferrari edges out the Bugatti and holds his spot. So now he'll match up with this 40-something, and he's either going to be in front of him or behind him. And there you have it, easy win for the Bugatti. He'll be moving in to this spot right here. And everybody else moves back a notch. And our gatekeeper, this Barracuda, is out of the case. All right, next up we got this Camaro Z28. A little beat up, but I feel like it's gonna be quick. And even though I had a little humble pie from that first race, I'm gonna put him right up against that teetotaler because I think he might have what it takes. All right, that humble pie is starting to taste pretty good. The teetotaler shows me up once again. And I guess if you're going to be humbled, it's good to be humbled by one of your own cars. But this teetotaler, holding his own, huh? All right. Well, let's see. Let's go ahead and put him up against the Bugatti. I'm just curious, which one's faster? That was close, but the Camaro does just sneak past the Bugatti. So what do you think? Should I let him challenge that Ferrari? Should we try this inside out since we haven't seen that yet tonight? I think we'll get this one on the track. Got to keep them fresh. Let them race when they can. So we got the Camaro. I keep wanting to say it's an IROC, but I don't think it is. It doesn't say IROC. Just Z28. Wait, what's that? Oh, it says Camaro Z28. Yeah, okay. All right. Maybe it's an IROC. I don't know. Those were the days, man. Yeah. Anyway. You know, back in those days, the average guy could own a nice sports car, a nice muscle car. And not so much now. I'm an average guy. I have a Kia. All right, we got the inside out and this Z28 Camaro. Let's see what happens. Another close one, but the Camaro squeaks by that inside out. And that makes it easy because he lost to the teetotaler, but he beat this guy. So that's gonna be his new spot. All these other cars will drop back. And our Matchbox Dodge Challenger is out of the case. All right, folks, we have a problem. So this Bugatti, it's too big for the smaller slots on the ends. The middle slots are a little bit longer than the smaller slots. I don't know. I'll have to figure that out. But in the meantime, our final competitor of the night is this 55 Chevy Gold Hot Ones. And it is Hong Kong made, isn't it? Yeah, right there. Hong Kong. All right. Nice focus. Well, I'm still confident, if I don't break it, that we're gonna knock that teetotaler out of its slot somehow tonight, and this guy is the one that's gonna do it. But just in case, I got my fork and some whipped cream for some more humble pie. Let's see how this goes. Well, all right. Finally, somebody takes down the teetotaler, and that would be this 55 Chevy. All right, let's see how he stacks up against the Maverick. We're going to move him up one at a time, see if he can get in that third spot. Remember, you got to win in both lanes to get in third, second, or first. So 55 Chevy and, or not the Maverick. That's not Maverick. That's a Vega. My bad. Vega. And that is that. The Vega dispatches the 55 Chevy, relegates him into the fourth place position, and I am totally blown away. I thought this one was going all the way to the front, but it didn't happen. Alrighty, Vega's here. Teetotaler goes down a spot. Everybody gets moved back a spot. And my Buick GSX is out of the case. All right. This guy just made it in last week. He's now the gatekeeper. And we'll see what happens next week. Sure do appreciate you joining me tonight. And maybe just for yucks, this is my case of classic stuff or semi-classic stuff. I might just race a couple of these for fun. None of these are graphited though, but that's where the 3 cars that raced tonight, that's where they came from, out of this case. Alrighty, well, we sure do appreciate you joining us. Like and subscribe. The Die-Cast Shepherd, formerly known as Rough Diamond Racing, but I lost all my information when I smashed my phone, and I just can't get back on that channel anymore. So that channel is pretty much defunct. Hopefully, we can spread the word and get our viewers, our subscribers back over here to the Die-Cast Shepherd and enjoy weekly episodes of Brokebenny's Garage. And then Thursday night, I'm doing Straight Out of the Pack Track Attack. And we'll try to do some other things coming up real soon. All right. Y'all have a great night. Be blessed. We'll see ya next week.